In this video, I want to talk about what I would do if I wanted to absolutely guarantee that I would fail with my creator business. And I know that sounds weird that I'm framing it that way, so let me just explain. It's because our brains are actually hardwired to be better at finding problems than we are at finding solutions. It's kind of one of those fight or flight things. So just to give you an example, if I were to ask you, give me 5 things that you're grateful for, you could probably do it, but it might take you a little bit longer. You might even stutter and stall a little bit. But if I were to ask you, give me 7 things that are wrong with your life, you could probably rattle off 20 right away. And the reason why is because in human nature, again, we're more hardwired to find the problems than we are for the solutions. But here's the thing, we can actually use that to our advantage in business, because if we just compile a list of all the things that would make us fail, then we could just do the exact opposite of that. So the question we have to answer is, how can I make sure that I fail with my creator business? Like, in the least moves possible, how can I make it inevitable that I would lose? Then we just take that list and we invert it. So I've actually applied this method of thinking to all kinds of different areas of my life, but it's especially useful in business. So I'm going to give you these 16 ways to absolutely guarantee that you fail with your creative business, that you stay poor, and probably that you quit. And if you stay tuned to the end, I'm actually going to flip the script and give you the 16 ways to actually succeed with your creator business, as well as the #1 most important of them all. So if you don't know who I am, my name's Nash. I'm a resort and brand photographer. I've worked with companies like Marriott, Four Seasons, Westin, and I've grown my content business to be able to charge multiple 5 figures to all kinds of world-renowned clients. And now I help other creators do that as well. If you want to see more about that, you can check the main video on my channel. But without any further ado, here's the 16 ways to guarantee failure with your creative business. So first things first, if I wanted to stay poor, I would just always start tomorrow. I would never actually take action on something right now today. I would find an excuse or some sort of reason to not do it, and then say I'll do it tomorrow or I'll do it next week. But by the time tomorrow or next week comes, I'd find some other excuse for why I shouldn't do it or why I can't do it. And then I just keep delaying it until I just eventually don't even do it. The second way to guarantee I would fail is kind of builds on that, is that I would wait for the perfect circumstances. I would wait till I'm not busy, that I don't have any other life circumstances, that I don't have any distractions, that I'm not going on a trip or traveling anytime soon. I basically make sure I have nothing going on in my life, because I believe that that's the best time to start. So here's the problem with that line of thinking though, is that it never actually exists. There's never going to be a time where you're not busy or you don't have distractions or you don't have something else going on. If you can prove to yourself that you can be successful despite the circumstances, even if they aren't ideal, then maybe once the circumstances get slightly better, you'll have even a better chance of actually succeeding, because you've already proven to yourself that you can do it despite bad circumstances. The third thing I would do if I want to make sure that I would fail with my business is that I would watch tons of tutorials and I would do absolutely nothing about it. So if I were you, what I would do is I would watch this video and then I'd probably binge watch about 15 more of my videos. And then once you run out of those, I'd probably find like 3 other YouTube channels and watch all their videos as well. And then once you go to bed, then do the same thing tomorrow and the next day and the next day. But here's the key, never actually implement anything that you just watched. Which brings me to #4, which is kind of similar, but actually takes it a step further, is I would go spend money on ebooks or on courses or on templates or any of this kind of stuff, but then I wouldn't actually implement anything I learned. See, because as humans, we actually believe if we spend money on things, then they're more valuable than something that we just got for free. So because we're being told that we need to invest in ourselves, it's actually a good thing to invest into more education. We feel like we're doing a good thing. So education is great, but here's the key. To make sure that I actually fail, I would watch these videos that maybe have really great information, but then I do absolutely nothing about it, and I just move on with the rest of my day. The next thing I would do if I wanted to fail with my business is that I would set unrealistic expectations. So I would look at people like myself or your favorite creator or your favorite influencer, and I would just expect that I should get the same results as them just because I bought their course. I would think that I could work with the same brands as them, that I could charge the same amount, that I could work on the same projects, even though I haven't spent the amount of time, effort, and work actually getting to the place where they have. So then when I inevitably don't achieve the same results that they do because I haven't had the same experiences that they have, then I would just get frustrated. Maybe I would think the game is rigged against me, then maybe I would even quit. Which brings me to #6, which is an excellent way to make sure that you fail with your business, which is to hang out with the people that don't support you. So if I wanted to make sure I'd fail, I'd find the people that don't believe in me, that think my dreams are stupid. And here's a really good one, is find people that have never done it themselves, but have really strong opinions on whether you should do it or not. And usually it's that they don't think you should do it. So here's the thing about those people. They've never actually done it themselves. They know nothing about the process. They know nothing about what's involved in actually succeeding in the industry. So therefore they make a perfect candidate to speak into your life as to whether you should do it or not. So those are the people that you want to listen to if you want to fail with your business. I know it sounds crazy. People that actually support you are helpful with your business. It's crazy, I know. But that brings me to #7, which is fail once and then never try again. So if I wanted to make sure that I would never succeed with my creator business, I would see that failure as proof that I can't do it, or that I'm not cut out to actually succeed, or or that the algorithm is rigged against me, or no one wants to hire me, or something like that. So basically, I would make it my life mission to avoid failing again, to never feel like I'm being rejected again, and then allow that one failure to dictate the entire course of my business that probably won't exist anymore, and more importantly, dictate the course of my life. The eighth thing I would do if I want to guarantee that I would fail with my creator business is that I would talk a lot about doing something and then I would never actually do it. So what I would do is I would actually go tell all my friends and my family and my social media followers and even those people that we talked about that don't support you about my dreams. They would probably speak into my life a little bit. Maybe I would even believe them. And then I would go ahead and do nothing about it. And here's the crazy part is they would realize that I'm not doing my dream, that I'm not actually pursuing it. I'm all just talk. And that would legitimize what they said about me, that, maybe I'm not cut out for it, or I'm stupid, or my dreams are dumb. So they would tell me that they think my dreams are dumb and that I'm proving it to them and why they're actually wrong, which usually doesn't turn out so well. The ninth thing I would do if I wanted to guarantee failure with my creator business, and this one's a doozy, is I would be the exact same as everyone else. So I would send the same outreach messages, have the same scripts, use the same templates, sell the exact same thing, have the same pricing structure. I would basically just be a carbon copy of whatever I saw in a course or whatever my favorite creator is doing. Because here's my logic on it. If I replicate exactly what they're doing because supposedly it's successful, just like the thousands of other people who are exactly carbon copying exactly what these people are doing, then when I reach out to brands, I'm going to stand out and they're going to hire me against the 1,000 other people who are sending the exact same thing. The 10th thing I would do if I wanted to guarantee failure is that I would complain that there's way too much competition. So those thousands of other people that we just talked about that are copy and pasting the same exact thing that we're competing against, once I realized that we're all sending the same thing and we're all just competing, then I would actually just say that no one wants to hire me because everyone's willing to do stuff for free, do free collabs, do cheap projects, take discounts, and I'm basically the same as everyone else. And here's what I would do. I would actually give myself an excuse to fail that's outside of my control, because competition, I can't control that. I can't control what other people do. I can only control myself. So I would actually give myself an excuse for why I'm able to fail. But here's the thing. I would never try to think of a way to stand out from the competition or do something new and unique and innovative or do anything besides what these people are telling me to do. Number 11 is that I would believe that I'm the best at what I do, meaning I'm the best at every single area of my business. When it comes to the creative, the storytelling, the editing, the cinematography, the sales, the marketing, I'm the best that there is in the business. So I would never think about hiring somebody else because I don't trust that they'll do as good of a job as me. And also I'd have to give up control of my business, which I don't want to do. So I'm just not going to do that. The next thing I'd do if I wanted to guarantee that I would fail with my business is I would work on only the things that don't even matter. So I'd take like 4 months to design and redesign my website like 57 times. I'd find like tons of different Canva templates and redesign my media kit. I would spend hours creating social media posts every single day and then more hours engaged in these engagement pods just so I can comment on random people's stuff that I don't really care about. And all in all, I'd basically just do anything I could to avoid doing the things that I know I need to do in order to get clients. So things like networking or reaching out to companies or building out systems or getting better at sales and marketing, like I would avoid those like the plague because they're pretty uncomfortable. But here's the deal. Avoiding discomfort in the moment feels comfortable, but it's the fastest way to guarantee that you will be uncomfortable for the rest of your life. The next thing I would do if I wanted to guarantee failure as a creator is I would set goals around the outcome, and then when it doesn't go as planned, I get extremely disappointed. So what I would do is I'd set lofty goals for working with a certain brand or getting a certain amount of clients on per month, or maybe it's even an income goal per month. And then when I don't hit it, I would get discouraged and maybe I'd even quit. And I would also avoid creating goals around processes that lead to success because they don't sound that interesting. Setting a goal to make 20 grand this next month sounds way more sexy, way more interesting than setting a goal to send like 10 email messages today. So I would never make a goal around a process if I wanted to stay broke. The next thing I'd do if I wanted to guarantee that I would stay broke as a content creator is that I would not invest the time necessary to make it actually work. So I would invest, a few hours here, a few hours there, every few weeks, whatever, maybe I even treat it like a little bit of a side hustle, but more than likely, I'd probably treat it more like a hobby where I just do the things that I find interesting, that I think are fun, and anything that I don't think is fun or is boring or feels like a waste of time, I just avoid and don't do. The next thing I'd do if I wanted to guarantee that I would fail is I'd spend tons of money on things I can't afford, and then I wouldn't invest in things that can actually increase my earning potential. So I'd spend tons of money on stupid stuff because I really care about what people think about me way more than I care about actually achieving my dreams. So I'd live way above my means. I would order Uber Eats every single day. I'd have a super expensive car payment, super expensive apartment. But when it came time to actually investing in something that increased my earning potential, like investing into a team member or investing into softwares or systems that actually help build your business, or even something like a mentor, then I would view it as an expense and find a way not to afford it, even though I can find ways to afford things like a PS5, and therefore I would stay in the same position I was before. And last but not least, this is the 16th way I would guarantee failure as a content creator, which is I would buy all the newest gear immediately. I would buy into all the marketing gimmicks. I would buy the latest DJI drone as soon as it came out. I would have 5 drones sitting on a shelf, and I would buy all the accessories for it as well because I thought it made my stuff look better. And on top of that, I would justify it as a business expense, but I would have no way of knowing how I was actually going to pay off this business expense because I have no incoming clients, so therefore it's just an expense. It's not a real investment. So that's the 16 ways to guarantee failure as a content creator. But now that we have that list, all we have to do is reverse it so that we can start succeeding essentially by accident, because we trick our brain into subconsciously avoiding the things that create pain, which is failure, right? So all those things I just mentioned are just mistakes. So if we make it our goal just to avoid the stupid mistakes that most people make, then we end up succeeding by default because we just avoid the things that cause us to fail. So if we take that list and we just flip it on its head, here's the 16 things that you need to do to succeed with your content business. Number 1, start right now. Do what's required despite what the current circumstance is. Watch tutorials and then implement what you learn. Buy education and then take action immediately. Set ambitious but realistic expectations so you don't get disappointed by overinflated, unrealistic expectations. Hang around people who actually support you, what you do, or ideally are even a step ahead of you. Fail once and then keep trying. Talk less and do more. Be different and better than anyone else. Find a way to make the competition irrelevant. Hire talented people to help you grow. Focus only on the things that matter and then delegate or eliminate the rest. Set goals around the process to make success inevitable. Treat your business like a real job. Invest the time and effort needed to make it unreasonable for you to be bad. Live below your means so you can invest in things that actually increase your earning potential. And lastly, buy or rent the necessary gear and use the rest of the investment to build your business. So if you do these things over a long enough time horizon, you will make it inevitable for you not to succeed with your content business. And that's the power of inverting. But I did tell you that there's one principle that's more important than the rest that we haven't discussed just yet. And to be honest, if I were to boil down all these 16 principles into one ultimate North Star that you should follow, it would be this. If it doesn't help you, 1, get more clients, 2, charge more per client, or 3, give your current clients a better experience, then just don't do it. And if it fits in one of those 3 criteria, do it today, tomorrow, and every day moving forward until you are the best in your industry, and then continue doing it. So I hope this video was valuable for you. If so, give it a massive like and subscribe to the channel for more tactical videos on everything related to content creation business. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.